All right, so today we are going to dive deep into the world of trade shows.
Yeah.
Specifically, Hostelco and Alimentaria at Fira, Barcelona, Gran Via.
Sound good.
You've actually shared a guide for these events with me, and we're basically going to extract all the insider tips to help the listener absolutely crush it.
Oh, yeah.
At their next exhibition.
Absolutely love it.
So think of it as exhibiting 101, but like on steroids.
Awesome.
We're not just talking about like, slapping up a logo and calling it a day.
Yeah.
This guide dives into some seriously cool design trends that are reshaping the entire trade show experience.
Absolutely. I mean, you already know booths are important, right?
Yeah.
It's all about making a statement. But how do you make yours unforgettable?
For sure. And one thing that I saw that really stood out to me was this whole movement towards sustainability.
Yeah.
It's not just a trend anymore. It's a responsibility.
Right.
And Fira Barcelona is leading the charge with their Towards Zero Impact initiative.
Totally. And that's that one really stood out to me as well.
Yeah. But what does that actually mean for the exhibitors?
Yeah.
The guide mentions aligning with the venue's practices.
Right. So it's about thinking beyond just the booth itself. Obviously choosing sustainable materials, that's a given these days.
Yep.
You can take it further.
Okay.
Imagine partnering with a local company to offset the carbon footprint of your travel to the event, or even offering digital brochures instead of printing hundreds of paper copies.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah, and it shows the attendees that you're serious about sustainability, which can be a huge draw for eco-conscious consumers these days.
Absolutely. It's not just about optics, though.
Yeah.
It's about making, responsible choices that benefit everyone.
Totally.
And speaking of making a statement, this guide doesn't shy away from the tech revolution.
Oh, yeah.
That's happening in booth design.
The days of static displays are long gone. And this guide's talking about AR and VR experiences, which honestly sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like imagine walking into a booth and suddenly you're wearing a VR headset.
Whoa!
And you're being transported to a virtual hotel room where you can experience all the luxurious amenities firsthand.
That sounds incredible, but I can't help but wonder, isn't there a risk that all this tech could make the experience feel impersonal?
Right.
How do you maintain that human connection that's so crucial at trade shows?
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And I think the key is balance.
Okay.
Technology should enhance the experience, not overshadow it.
Okay.
So, for example, using AR to bring kitchen equipment to life.
Oh.
That lets attendees interact with 3D models, but you still need knowledgeable staff there to answer questions and guide the experience.
Yeah, so it's about using technology as a tool to engage, not to replace human interaction.
Exactly.
And this guide also emphasizes the power of multisensory experiences. I once saw a booth that had the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through the air.
Oh, wow.
It was irresistible.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Engaging multiple senses creates a much more memorable and impactful experience.
Totally.
Think about a coffee company with the scent of freshly brewed coffee, or a textile company with different textures for people to touch.
Ooh, I like it.
Get all the senses involved.
It's about making people feel something, not just see something.
Absolutely.
And something else that this guide talks about is the importance of the event guide, even in the digital age. And I have to admit, I was a little surprised by that.
Right.
Yeah.
You might think it's old school, but the event guide can still be a powerful tool.
Okay.
Especially since it's offered in both print and online versions, and in both English and Spanish.
Wow.
Think of it as your first opportunity to make an impression on potential visitors before they even step foot in the venue.
So it's like a mini advertisement for your booth.
Exactly.
You need to make it count. And this guide talks about crafting concise and catchy descriptions.
It's almost like writing a tweet these days.
Yeah.
You need to grab attention with limited characters, highlight your key offerings, your unique selling proposition, and maybe even include a call to action that encourages people to visit your booth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And this leads us to another important topic, PR and media coverage.
Oh, yeah.
I've always felt like this is an underutilized aspect of trade show exhibiting.
Absolutely. It is. Yeah. Journalists are always on the lookout for stories, and a well-designed, innovative booth can be a magnet for media attention.
So it's about thinking beyond just attracting attendees.
Yeah.
How do you create a booth that's newsworthy?
Right. So think about offering exclusive demos.
Okay.
Showcasing groundbreaking technology or creating those immersive experience zones we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. Those are all elements that are likely to pique a journalist's interest.
Yeah, and having a dedicated press kit with high-quality images and compelling information can make it easier for journalists to tell your story. Exactly.
You want to make their job as easy as possible.
For sure.
And speaking of making things easy, let's talk about ROI.
The bottom line.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, exhibiting at these events can be a significant investment.
Absolutely.
Especially when you consider all the factors we've been discussing.
For sure. And that's why it's crucial to define your goals up front.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to achieve by exhibiting at these specific trade shows?
Are you looking to generate leads, boost brand awareness, make direct sales, or maybe even tap into new markets?
Right. Each goal will require a different approach.
Totally.
And once you've defined your objectives, you can use digital tools like lead scanning apps and QR codes to track visitor engagement and measure the effectiveness of your booth.
It's about making data-driven decisions.
Yes.
And ensuring that your investment pays off.
Absolutely.
Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of booth setup.
All right.
This guide emphasizes function over flash.
Okay.
But it also acknowledges that a little bit of flash can go a long way.
It's about finding that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Think about the traffic flow within your booth. How do you want visitors to experience your space?
It's like designing a journey, right?
Exactly.
Maybe you have a dedicated area for product displays, another for interactive demos, and perhaps even a cozy lounge space for conversations.
Exactly. And speaking of cozy, this guide really emphasizes the importance of accessibility and inclusivity.
Yeah, it's not just about being politically correct.
Right.
It's about creating a welcoming and comfortable environment for everyone.
Absolutely. Think wide aisles ramps for easy access.
Okay.
Clear signage with large fonts, and maybe even tactile elements for those with visual impairments.
I like it.
You know, just little details.
Those details can make a huge difference in someone's experience.
Totally.
And they demonstrate that you're a brand that cares about everyone.
Absolutely. It's about going beyond the minimum requirements and creating a truly inclusive space.
I love that.
And let's not forget about those comfortable conversation areas.
You know, I've been to so many trade shows where you're basically forced to stand awkwardly while trying to have a conversation.
I know.
It's not conducive to building relationships.
No, it's not. So think about incorporating cozy seating areas, stand-up pods for more casual chats, or even a small hospitality area where people can grab a coffee and relax.
That sounds nice.
You know, make it comfortable.
It's about creating a space where people feel comfortable lingering and engaging in meaningful conversations.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The longer people stay at your booth, the more opportunity you have to connect with them and make a lasting impression.
So we've covered traffic flow, accessibility, comfortable conversation spaces.
Yep.
What about the aesthetic details?
That's where the magic happens.
Okay.
Think about it like decorating your home, but for your brand.
I love that analogy.
Right.
It suddenly feels less intimidating.
Yeah. So think about the flooring. Would a vinyl printed logo add that wow factor?
Okay.
Or what about creating different levels with raised platforms to add visual interest?
Oh, I've seen booths do that.
Yeah.
And it always looks so impressive.
It does. It's like creating a mini stage for your brand.
Yeah.
And then there's lighting. You can use spotlights to highlight key products, create different moods throughout the booth, and even make your graphics pop.
And don't underestimate the power of good lighting.
No.
I've seen booths where the lighting was so bad it made everything look dull and uninviting.
No one wants that. Lighting can make or break the entire aesthetic.
Yeah, for sure.
And finally, make sure your branding is consistent throughout the entire space.
Like a uniform.
Yes, think of it like a uniform for your booth. Consistent logos, colors, and fonts create a sense of cohesion and professionalism.
Yeah, it's about building trust and recognition.
Absolutely.
You want people to instantly know who you are and what you represent.
Exactly.
So let's recap. We've talked about sustainability technology, multi-sensory experiences, the importance of the event guide, PR and media coverage, ROI, and the practical aspects of booth setup.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have, but there's still so much more to explore. Let's dive into the specifics of Hostelco and Alimentaria next.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's break down these two massive events that you're targeting.
Okay.
Hostelco and Alimentaria.
Sounds good.
So Hostelco is all about the hospitality and food service industries.
Okay.
Think, cutting edge kitchen, tech, innovative restaurant furniture, even the digital solutions that keep everything running smoothly.
Got it. So if your business helps hotels, restaurants, or catering companies thrive,
Yeah.
this is the place to be.
Exactly.
But Alimentaria running alongside it seems like a whole other world.
It is. It's like stepping into a global food festival.
Wow.
I mean, we're talking everything from, everyday food and beverages to gourmet delights and the latest trends in healthy eating.
Nice.
Imagine discovering new products, connecting with suppliers from around the world, and getting a taste of what's shaping the future of food.
Okay, I'm officially hungry now. But both these events are happening at Fira, Barcelona, Gran Via.
Right.
Which itself is quite a selling point, according to this guide.
It's not just a venue.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Okay.
We're talking extensive exhibition halls, top-notch amenities like super fast Wi-Fi and meeting rooms.
Nice!
Plus, it's strategically located near downtown Barcelona.
Easy to reach by highway public transport, even close to the airport.
Yep.
They've clearly thought this through.
They have.
But let's get back to the booths themselves.
Okay.
This guide is packed with real-world examples, which I find super helpful.
Me too. It's one thing to talk theory.
Yeah.
But seeing how others have nailed it is inspiring.
Totally.
One that caught my eye was this company, Atom Expo Stands.
Okay.
Who created a premium feel for a food and beverage client, even though they were in a super crowded hall.
That's the dream.
It is, right?
How did they pull it off?
Well, they used this raised flooring system.
Okay.
With really eye-catching carpeting.
Okay.
And it instantly created this sense of exclusivity.
Nice.
Like you were stepping into a VIP lounge.
I like it.
Then they went big with their branding, high-resolution graphics, and banners that just drew you in.
Bold moves.
Yeah.
Did they have any clever design tricks for maximizing space?
Absolutely. They had dedicated seating pods for one-on-one meetings, which is smart because it gives people a place to relax and have more in-depth conversations.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they strategically placed interactive displays near the front to draw in foot traffic.
So it was a mix of style and strategy.
Exactly.
This guide also highlights a standout booth at Hostelco that really impressed with its clever use of materials.
Right. They used melamine platforms to create different levels, which adds visual interest, and vinyl printed logos to reinforce their branding without being overwhelming.
Okay.
But here's the cool part. They had these large totems throughout the space.
Okay.
And one even had a giant 70-inch TV.
Ooh, that's a smart way to incorporate technology. What were they showing on the screen?
Rotating product demos, interviews with happy customers. Even user testimonials, a really dynamic way to engage people.
So you don't have to choose between physical and digital.
Exactly.
The best booths blend them seamlessly.
Right.
Totally. And speaking of engagement, I loved this example from Alimentaria where a food company turned their booth into a mini cooking show.
Oh, that's genius.
Talk about multi-sensory marketing.
Imagine the aroma of delicious food filling the air, drawing people in.
Oh, yeah.
And not only do you get to see the products in action, but you also get to sample the results.
It's about turning spectators into participants.
Yes.
That's how you create a memorable experience.
Exactly.
But this guide is also realistic. It knows there are challenges to exhibiting, especially when it comes to budget.
Oh, for sure. And in the current economy, who isn't watching their spending?
Right.
But the guide emphasizes that a limited budget doesn't have to mean sacrificing impact.
So it's about being strategic.
Yeah.
And prioritizing.
Yeah.
Where can you make the most of your resources?
Right. Maybe instead of going all out with custom-built structures, you focus on bold, eye-catching graphics.
Okay.
Or perhaps you invest in one really high-quality digital display instead of several smaller ones.
That's smart.
Little things like that.
Yeah. The guide also suggests exploring co-branding opportunities with suppliers.
Oh, yeah.
That way you can potentially share costs on certain booth elements
Yeah.
while also expanding your reach.
It's a win-win.
But another challenge that many exhibitors face, especially in today's world, is the uncertainty of supply chains.
Oh, tell me about it.
Material shortages, shipping delays, price hikes.
Right.
It can feel like a constant juggling act.
It can.
This guide really stresses the need for flexibility.
It does. It's about having a plan B.
Okay.
And maybe even a plan C.
Okay.
If your preferred material suddenly becomes unavailable or the price skyrockets, you need to have alternative options ready to go.
It's also about working closely with your design and build teams, keeping a close eye on lead times for critical materials, and building in some buffer time for unexpected delays.
Because, as we've learned, anything can happen.
Right.
But shifting gears a bit, let's talk about those inevitable last-minute setbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Those moments that make you want to pull your hair out.
Oh, I have a story about that one time. a key piece of equipment for our booth arrived damaged.
Oh, no.
And we had to scramble to find a replacement just hours before the event opened.
That's the stuff of nightmares.
It was stressful.
So what did you learn from that experience?
Well, I learned to always have backup suppliers for critical materials.
Yeah?
To build in extra time for unexpected delays.
Okay.
And to make sure my team is prepared to handle anything that comes our way.
Those are some valuable lessons.
Yeah, it was a tough one, but we got through it.
You did good. It really is, what image do you want to portray to the world?
Yeah, it's about creating an experience that resonates, inspires, and stays with them.
Totally. And it's not, as we said before, it's not just about showcasing the products or services. It's about connecting with people on a deeper level and leaving that lasting impression.
Absolutely. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of trade show exhibiting, I think it's important to remember that it's a journey, not a destination.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's a great way to put it because it's about, constantly learning, adapting, and evolving your approach.
Totally. And the trade show landscape is constantly changing.
It is.
New trends emerge, technology advances, and attendee expectations are always evolving.
Absolutely. It's true. You need to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And always be willing to, experiment and try new things.
But the good news is, you don't have to do it alone.
You don't.
There are so many resources available to help you navigate the world of trade shows.
That's right.
From industry associations and online forums to seasoned exhibit designers and marketing consultants, there's a whole community of experts ready to support you.
There is.
So don't be afraid to ask for help, seek guidance, and tap into that collective wisdom.
Collaboration is key.
Totally.
Two heads are always better than one.
Yeah.
Especially in this fast-paced industry.
For sure, and ultimately exhibiting at trade shows is an investment.
It is. It's an investment in your brand, your growth, and your future.
Yes. So approach it strategically, plan meticulously, and execute it with passion.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yes, trade shows can be incredibly rewarding experiences.
They can.
You get to connect with people who are passionate about your industry, showcase your products and services to a targeted audience, and generate valuable leads that can fuel your business growth.
It's true, and it's also a fantastic opportunity to step outside your comfort zone, experiment with new ideas.
Yeah.
And make lasting connections.
Totally. So embrace the challenge, put your best foot forward, and watch your business soar.
That's right. And who knows, maybe you'll even inspire others.
Yeah.
With your innovative booth, design your engaging experiences of your compelling brand story.
Go forth and create some exhibit magic. And be sure to share your experiences with us on social media.
Please do.
We'd love to see what you come up with.
Until next time, happy exhibiting.